The video review will start in a few seconds, but as a reminder, remember if you have a question, comment, or suggestion about this video review, the link is provided on the page below. Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Landcool PCK65 case. As you can see, there isn't much to the box. It's pretty plain looking, although it does have a picture of the product on it, at least the front panel, plus some other features and specifications about it. It's not a big deal because most people buy things online these days anyway. Let me just go ahead and open this. Your typical case packaging material, styrofoam on either end, and the case itself is in a plastic bag. Let me take it out and let's have a closer look at the case. Included is an installation guide as well as a box, and in this box they include a speaker, some rubber washers, and these are for installing the drives. They also include some of these drive screws. You just slip these washers over them and then put these on the drives. Other screws, motherboard standoffs, and a USB cable. Now this case is actually mostly steel, some plastic, but it does have an aluminum front bezel, so it gives it that aluminum look, but it isn't all entirely aluminum. This is a mid-tower case and I really like the styling on it. It is very elegant looking. At the top is the power button, reset button, and this little flip up, and under it there is a USB 3 port, USB 2 port, as well as a microphone jack and headphone jack. At the top right front is the power LED as well as the hard drive activity LED. At the front there are three 5¼ inch drive bays. Lots of ventilation here for the included 140 millimeter fans, and both of these fans intake cool air. The front bezel gets removed by pulling at the bottom, and they include two removable dust filters for these two included 140 millimeter fans. To install a 5¼ inch drive, just remove this front 5¼ inch drive bay cover. To do so, just push in on either side and pull out. If required, this top panel can be removed by taking off 4 screws, 2 at the front and 2 more at the back. Now there is provision on the left side panel to install either up to 2 120 millimeter fans or 2 140 millimeter fans, or a combination thereof, but they're optional fans. They do not include any fans for the left side panel, and right now it comes with this completely closed off, but a few screws and you just take this off and install the fan or fans that you require. The right side panel is plain. At the back of the case they include one 120 millimeter exhaust fan, and note the rubber washers used. They use these on just about all of the screws, certainly on all of the fan screws as well as the thumb screws on the side panels, and this is to cut down on the vibrations. Also included are 2 rubber grommeted holes, and these are for routing water cooling tubes and or cables through. Here's where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. They include 8 ventilated expansion slots, and at the bottom is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed. They also include 4 thumb screws, 2 on each side panel. Now just have a closer look at this plate which covers the fan holes on the left side panel. It appears to me that you can kind of break these into 4 different sections and have open whatever section that you want to let air in. I would really install at least one 140 millimeter fan to intake cool air, but they do not include a fan filter for that. That's not a big deal since you can buy, fan filters for 120 millimeter fans, 140 millimeter fans, and you certainly do want to have dust filters on intake fans. Now this case fits micro ATX and ATX form factor motherboards. Note that the interior on this particular model is not black. Now unfortunately the motherboard tray is not removable, but they do include a large hole on the motherboard tray for the cooler's retention plate, as well as some holes right here for organizing and routing the cables through. Also there's places on the back of the motherboard tray to attach those cables, and there is a fair amount of space back there to route the cables. Note the toolless design on the top two 5¼ drive bays. You can fit up to 6 3.5-inch drive bays, 3 in each of these removable drive bay cages. You can also install up to 4 2.5-inch drives. At the bottom is where the power supply gets installed, and note that they include 2 soft rubber rests for the power supply to lodge on. There's thumb screws on all of the expansion slots, which will make installing or removing cards a snap. You can fit video cards that are up to 415 millimeters in length, power supplies that are up to 285 millimeters in length, and coolers that are 160 millimeters in height. At the bottom, they include 4 rubber feet, and these are really soft and rubbery, which is good because not only will they stick to whatever surface they're on, they will prevent vibrations. At the bottom, they also include a removable dust filter. Finally, have a listen to the stock cooling. Now, while this case looks like it's all aluminum, the only part that is aluminum is the front bezel. But it has that all aluminum appearance, which is fine, because not all of us can afford to have an all aluminum case. And steel does have its advantage. It's stronger and it's inexpensive. This case pretty much has all the features you should be looking for in a mid-tower case. It has plenty of fans, you can install more. Plenty of drive bays, cable management, there's lots of space inside of the case. Removable drive cages, the list goes on and on. When Landcool designed this, I believe they were trying to keep it basic, but include all of the necessary features required in a mid-tower case, and I think they did a very, very good job. All things considered, this is a great product. Until next time, take care.